second session I'm going to discuss the other topics, which is URL, and we are going to discuss what is MIME. Okay, first coming for URL. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. Okay, so this you can use it in two places, one on your internet and on your local system. Okay, now whenever you're using on the, suppose say your internet, we are going to specify two things, like what is the protocol that you're using, which is HTTP, HTTPS, TCP IP, what type of protocol you're using, followed by the domain, fully complete domain address we're going to send. Okay, so URL is used for identifying the location of the file. So if you want to identify the location of the file, we need the help of a URL, which contains the things like the protocol, and it also contains the things like what is the domain name, and if you have any sub file address, that file path will also be specified. Okay, so and it also contains something like fully qualified path. We'll call it as fully qualified path. Okay, so what is fully qualified path is? Usually the path will be represented or will contain the directories. Okay, so directories or hierarchy of directories in which the file is located. Example, if you consider, I have a file called as folder called as A, and I have a folder called, under that folder I have several folders like X, Y, and consider I have Z. So in this case, suppose I have a file in the location, suppose this particular directory is in D drive. Okay, and in Z folder I have one more folder, or many other folders I have. There I have one folder where I have something called as notes. Under that I have a file called as sample.txt. I need to access this file. Now whenever I want to access this file, if I want to represent the URL, I'm going to write something like D drive /a/ it will be followed by // it will be followed by notes, followed by / and it will be followed by sample.txt. So this will represent the URL or the fully qualified location, which will include what is the inner directories of the file or inner directories of the path of that particular location. Everything will be stored into this particular URL. So URL is nothing but it is going to identify the location of the file, which will be represented either in your browser. When you are representing in a browser, will be representing the protocol, and it will be followed by the domain name. When you are representing in a local system, will be using something like this. In the case of, there is one more method called as relative path. Okay, so relative path, whenever you are using relative path, it is nothing but it is not going to specify all the directories. It is going to specify only the file name or the related information, or it may be in the current directory, or it may be related to some other web address or something like that. If that is the case, we are going to represent in the form of relative path. URL can also be a relative path which will not include all the directories. Okay, so that is about what is URL and how to represent the URL, which is Uniform Resource Locator. Next, coming for what is MIME. MIME is an important concept. MIME stands for multi-purpose internet mail extension. Okay, so multi-purpose internet mail extension. What is the use of this file is? This is a file or the information that will be included header section of your file. Okay, in the header section of your file, or we have, when you consider any file will be divided into two things. One is header section, other one is body section. So in the body section you will have the content in the sense the data or the values whatever you have, that will be stored into the body. In the header section we'll have the information about the file. Okay, now in every file, whenever your web browser, so as I told you, we'll have client and you'll have server. Okay, so whenever you're requesting information from the client to the server, the client will be sending some information regarding what type of file he needs, whether he needs text file or a image file, video file, what file he needs, that information will be sent to server. Based on the request, when the server is responding, it will include a file called as MIME or the data called as MIME, which will represent what type of that file is, whether the type of file is a text file, whether it is an audio file, or whether it is a video file, or whether it is say for example image or something like that. If you want to represent these type of the file to the browser that is used in the client. Why? Because the client will be having the ability to say open that particular file in any application. Suppose for example, if you have an audio file, you cannot open it in MS Word. If you have a video file or audio file, you cannot open in your MS Word. If you have a text file, I can open in MS Word. So like that, whenever the server is giving some response, it is going to include the details regarding what type of file it is sending as a response, so that the browser can open that particular file in that related application. Okay, now so whenever you have this particular MIME, which will be basically divided into things like text, image, as well as video. Okay, again this text will be, again it will be divided into a plain text or HTML content, and again image can be either GIF image or JPG image or JPEG. Okay, similarly you can have MP4, that is MPEG, or any other kind of images you have. So these are the types of MIME that can be represented. That can be either text, it can be image, or it can be a video file. So these type of informations will be represented in the header sections of the file. How it is represented? It is represented by first either like text or HTML, text/HTML for this type of file. If it is an image, it will be represented as image slash, if it is a GIF, we are going to write it as GIF. If it is a JPEG, we are going to write it as JPEG. And if it is a video file, I am going to represent it as video/MPEG. Okay, so these type of representations are used by your client as well as browser as well as server in the case of transformation of data. Why? Because the browser needs to understand in which application the video or the data can be displayed. So that can be helped with the help of this content called as MIME. Okay, hope this is clear. Next we will see the concept called as HTTP protocol. So what is HTTP is? HTTP is a protocol. So HTTP is a protocol which is used for communication. So for communication between client and server, we will be using a protocol called as HTTP, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTTP is nothing but Hypertext Transfer protocol, which is a protocol which when we are going to use that, when we want to communicate from the client to server. Whenever you want to communicate between client and server, we'll be using this protocol, which is HTTP, which will have two phases. One is request phase, other one is response phase. So whenever you want to have this we have these two phases. One is request phase and one is response phase. Whenever you have this communication, in the sense, whenever you want to connect the client to the server, we are going to divide into two phases. One is request phase, other one is response phase. This request phase is again divided into four sections. This request phase will be divided into four sections. First, it will contain the HTTP request, which will include some details like domain and also which version we are using, the HTTP version what we are using. So those details will be provided in request phase. And in the second phase, what we are going to use is, we are going to use here also we are going to represent the method, domain as well as HTTP version. In the second phase, that is in the this phase, we will have header phase. Second phase here, header phase. Third phase here is a blank line. And fourth phase will be like your body phase, or it will have the content. Okay, now these are the four phases that you have or that you come across in the HTTP request phase. In the sense, from the client, when you are using the browser to ask for some information, that information or that request will contain these details. It will contain HTTP request phase, it will contain header phase, it will contain the details like a blank line, and it will contain body of the that is your header phase, body of the request will have. Okay, now what are the things this request is divided into? This is divided into method, and it is divided into what are the domain that we are going to have and what is the version we are going to use. In the sense, if I write something like, we have, first I'll just represent what are the different methods we have. We have different methods like get, it is method, so we'll be representing capital. So it is get, post, put, delete, as well as we have one more method called as header. Okay, so these are the methods we have, which is get, post, put, delete, as well as header. Okay, what is get method? Get method, in the sense, if I search something in the that is say your browser, if I go to Google, so if I go to Google and Google search box, I'll just write that is say web programming. So when I write web programming in your Google search, we'll have this method as get method. So get method, what it will do, it will represent the information, whatever information that you want to send for searching. That information what you represent here, this represented value will be displayed on the URL. In the URL, you can see whatever you are going to write here, that value will be displayed on the search box. You have this web browser, and the web browser you have a search box. In that search box, once I click on web programming and if I click on search, in the next result you can see this word in your URL or in the search box. So this information, whenever you want to search on the server, that information will be displayed in the web browser's URL when you are using get method. Post method, when you are going to use post method, is when the information that you want to access contains some body or it contains a large amount of data. In that case, we'll be using post method. Put method, if you want to replace some information, whenever you want to replace some data in the request phase, we'll be using put. So whenever you want to delete the content, I'll be using delete method, and whenever you want to access the header information of any file, we'll be using the method as header. And at last, domain will be representing, we'll be using Google, so Google will be our domain, so you can use any type of domain. HTTP version will represent what type of version you are using, which type of HTML version you are using, that will be represented by HTML version. Okay, now coming for, we have finished with method, we have finished with domain, and we have finished with what is HTML version. Next we are going to have the second thing, what we are going to have is header section. Okay, in the header section, what are the details that we are going to have? In the header section, we are going to have the details like what kind of information that is, what kind of request we are doing. So that information will be represented in header section, which will include something like general. Whenever you are requesting for any information, we will be representing it as general information that we are searching for, and we are going to represent other things like whether it is a request to start any application, or whether it is a response for any action, or any kind of other kind of interactions what we are going to do. Everything will be represented in terms of header section, whether it is general, whether it is a request, or it is a response. That will be represented as second component of your request phase. After that, we have in the request phase also, that is say in the request phase, first phase was HTTP request, second phase was header section, which will include general data, or whether it is a request, or whether it is a response, or you can also represent the entities in it. And at last, coming for header section will also contain the details of MIME. So where it will represent what type of file that we are trying to request, whether we are trying to request a HTML text file, a image file, or audio file, or video file, which type of file we are requesting, that will also be represented by header section. This we have seen in the previous session. And next, at last, in the third session, we'll have a just blank line. So this line will be separating this say for example your header section and your body section. So both will be separated by the blank line, and fourth section will be your body, which contains any information. If you suppose if you are uploading any data, if you are uploading the data, that data will be present in the body section. If you are just searching for some information, you will not have any body. Okay, so these type of information, if you have any data, especially when you are using post method, then that data will be present in the body section. Okay, so this is how your HTML request phase will be working. That is, whenever a client is requesting for any information, that phase will consider as request phase, which will contain HTTP request, header section, blank line, and it will be also providing with the body. Next, coming for the next type of phase, will consider as response phase. Response phase will have something like status line. What is the status that is currently in, and we'll also have blank line, and you'll have a body of the response and response status. Okay, so when I say status line will represent whenever you give some request, whether that request whatever you have given, whether it is successful or not, that will be represented by status line. Status line will have the information like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 404 and 500, or different types of error list. Okay, when I say 1, whatever information that you have requested will be provided, that is, it will represent the information, and status 2 will represent success. Success in the sense, whenever you submit some information, it has been successfully updated onto the database. If that is the case, the response will be like 2. Whenever you are going from one website to other website, which is called as redirection. So redirection will be using response as 3. Similarly, we'll be using response as 4 and 5. Whenever you have some data transactions, we'll be using 4 as well as 5. If the file is not found, then we'll be using 404 error. If there is any error with the server or any other issues, we'll have the errors like 500. So these errors will be like client error, server error, and other different types of errors will be represented by these status lines like 4, 5, 404 as well as 500. Next, coming for response status, which will include the details of what type of response we are getting. That type or response header information will be provided in response status, which will contain response headers, what type of file we are receiving, what is the length of the file, those details will be provided by response header. And we have a blank line, and at last we have body, which contains the data of the response. Okay, this is about the HTTP, which have two phases, request phase as well as response phase. So this is about this topic regarding what is HTTP and what is MIME that we have discussed in this session. So we'll continue the next session. Thank you.